Jay from Team DMA. Welcome back to another video, you guys. So this video is going to be regarding the actual duel at the locals. I'm going to talk about a few things first for people who go to the locals constantly, like daily. Maybe this video is not for you. It's like someone that's never done something before compared to someone who does it every day. It's boring. If you go to locals every day, you should already know pretty much everything. But this is more for like the people who haven't gone to locals or are going to go to locals recently or just started going to locals, like maybe they attended a few times. And this video, I support this channel, Yummy Mike. We actually supplied him with some, what's it called, mystery packs. And we're going to be making another mystery pack for him. We're going to be for last time, I think he pulled a super, but he didn't pull any ultras. The other people that bought the packs, they actually pulled the good hits. They pulled the Fenrir, the Bestial, and then somebody else, I think, pulled the quarter century out of the rarity collection. So I'm gonna set some cards aside for Yummy Mike for his channel, and we're gonna do a mystery pack for him for free. See if he gets any good pulls in those packs. So I'll be still collabing with him, and since he bought one of the mystery packs, I'll be talking to him, and we'll see what we can do to give him a free mystery pack bundle. I'll be talking to him shortly after I make this video to see what we can do to support his channel. So I definitely support him. Go visit his channel. I'll put a link below so you can go visit him. Tell him Jay sent you. And we're gonna do a quick discussion on the locals. So there's two parts of the locals. We're gonna break it into because I don't want to go into too much of a discussion. I like to simplify everything and move forward, and then hit our target, and then we're done with the video. So basically, I see it all in two sides. One of them is like you're trying to win your locals, like first place, and sometimes it can be difficult because a lot of the people that play in the locals go to regionals or nationals. So yes, you're dueling in the locals, but you're at the level of a nationals or regionals because the people who top regionals or top nationals, out of bad luck, I would say they just happen to be at your locals, and it does happen. Some of the there's about four locals here, four locals here where I live, and two people, at least in one of the places that I've gone to, they attend to regionals and nationals. So they're extremely hard to beat because they can top like top 16 or such. So it's not easy. And then you have other locals where nobody goes to regionals, or they do really poorly on regionals and nationals. Like they don't even get past the 100 spot. So for those, it's easy to win your locals. So it really depends on where your locals is at. Some locals are strong, some locals are weak. And this isn't an attack on anyone. That's just the fact. Like taking the first place, you could be going against like 3 negations and interruptions. As I mentioned it before, that's like 4 or 5 years ago. The current Yu-Gi-Oh is about 10 to 12. I've shown you duels recently where I have to go through like 12 negates. And it's not like astonishing. This is old. This has been going on since 2023, but people didn't want to believe me, and now they're dealing with it, and they're noticing that what I said was true, and they're not ready. So the other portion is when you go to locals just to test the deck. So both sides, I always tell the people the same exact same thing. So what you do is you go home, build your deck, shuffle it, and then on the opposite side, put a dragoon. Open your 5-card opening, and see if you can stop the dragoon, and then negate the right negation with the dragoon. Like, don't cheat yourself, and that's gonna go to 4,000, and see if you can out it. So you have to document it on a piece of paper out of how many you're doing the test of, somewhere around 5 to 10 hands, and you're recording and documenting how many times you can out it. If you do a 5 hand and you can out it 4 times, but 5 you can't, the deck's good. If you do 10 hands and you can out it somewhere around 7 to 8 times, and 2 or 3 times you can't, the deck is good. But if you're starting to get like can out it 0, like 5 hands 0, you can out it, and then 10 hands 0, the deck is bad. And that's how you find out what dead cards you have. Because you can't get a Dragoon easily, right? He says you can't target him and he can't be destroyed. So you're going to have to play specific cards in your deck to out it. So after you get a good number, like you're doing like an 80% win rate, you want to increase the Dragoon to 2 Dragoons. So it's going to be 2 Omni Negate, 2 non-targeting, 2 4,000 hitters. And then you want to try it again. You want to try it again, do the same thing, the same process. And then when you're done with that, you do 3 Dragoon. And then after that, you're going to want to go second. And when you go second, you're going to want to take like evenly match and a lightning storm from the get-go. Or you're going to want to take at least 1 Ash, like somewhere around 3 interruptions and negations, like an Abiru, an Ash, stuff like that, a draw. And you have to see what you can do to play around it. If you don't do it like that, when you go to locals, you get like a Rude Awakening. Can't win any duels, you get frustrated, and people give up and get mad, and then I start attacking the Dark Magician deck because you're not realistic. Think about it, when you go somewhere, do you never put gas in your car, or are you into the real world and you pump gas in your car to go? Also, when you eat, do you think you're eating, or do you have to like physically eat? You have to physically eat. So when you want to win, you have to physically win too before it's time to win. So you have to test it, be serious with yourself at home, take it really serious. And that's one of the reasons why people make fun of me, because I take winning serious, because I take Dark Magician deck serious. But the joke is on them, because they can never beat any good decks. I guarantee you there is no existing Dark Magician channel that can beat Fire Kings, and I already beat it. I'm going to be showing you guys the videos. And I showed you I can beat every profile. So we're going to move here. This isn't an attack on Yami or anything. He's fine. He's just started going. He's testing the deck. We're just doing an overview of what transpired. So let's see here. Okay, so we're going to move this way. Okay, so the first thing that happened, I believe, he took some ashes and then they hit him with a shifter. So from the shifter, this is actually the last duel. Let's see, where was the first one? Okay, this one was the first one. Yeah, this one was the first one. Yeah, this is the first one right here. This is the first one. So he got hit by a shifter, and that just stopped his whole track. So the only thing left to do was to play Salvation, set the Eternal, and then pass. That's it. So in the current Yu-Gi-Oh, that's a loss. You're not gonna win. And then the spell he drew was Regain, Branded Regain. So it's dead. It's dead. So this is why I tell people at home, test the deck. If you play a card and the card is not a high impact, if the card cannot out Dragoon, like let's say he was at home and he was testing it with the Dragoon, this hand cannot stop Dragoon. Because even if the curse is destroyed, Dragoon cannot be destroyed. This is why it's better to opt out for cards that are high impact, like a Super Poly, together with like a Garura. Or when you go first, you're gonna want to do some draw power. But in this case, when they hit you with like a draw or a shifter, this is where the floodgates come in play, because you can negate all the effects and then you can limit the number of monsters that come out, so it's an auto win. So it doesn't matter if they use the hand traps or not. Nothing's gonna stop them from losing, because you can walk through everything. So that's one advice I had given him before he went to locals. But it's everybody has their own deck, right? You play your deck however you want. I'm just concerned with the win rate. I want to win most of all of my duels with Dark Magician. So in my deck, when he plays these cards, they have 0 impact. I just set the skill drain, and then I'll set another few cards to negate the back row destruction. When he places monsters, floodgates activate, negate. There's nothing he can do. If he attacks Eternal, he's going to have to crash into Dark Magician. It's an auto loss for him. He's going to try to play something to destroy the back row. There's already negation of back row destruction in the back, so all those cards become useless. He's going to try to play evenly. That's not going to work, because we have cards that negate evenly. And then the B-roll is not going to help him, because we always summon under 4 or less monsters. and none of the other hand traps have any impact. So this is why I tell people, go home, pull a Dragoon 2, 3, and test it. If you can win against the Dragoon, when you go to locals, all of this is going to be a piece of cake. And a lot of people tell me, like, well, I hate floodgates. When people tell me that, I know off the bat, oh, okay, so you like to lose duels. Because you're going to lose to draw, you're going to lose to shifter. All Dark Magician decks do. Except for the AC 130, that one does not, because it's not affected by it. So he lost that one, I believe. And then here's the, I think it's the going second. Oh, no, this is still going first. There's nothing on his board, and this guy's board is fully powered, and that's going to be a wrap. So then after that, it was his turn again. I mean, Mike. And this time he opened up with no interruptions, which happens on a Dark Magician deck when your opponent doesn't have any interruptions, because it does happen. Contrary to what people believe, sometimes you're going to run into duels where your opponent has nothing, because he does have them, but he doesn't draw them because he can only draw 5 cards. So the cards are not in his hand. The hand traps are in their deck. It does happen. Your deck plays freely, and those duels, you're supposed to be winning close to 100% of your duels because your deck is fully working. So he played a Circle, he has the Eternal, and he has the SP Little Knight. So in a technical sense, he has 2 interrupts. One of them from the SP and the Circle, so that's not enough. But he's playing Ash Blossom or hand traps. So it becomes 1 negate, 2 interrupts. So this format is good for 4 or 5 years ago. It's not good for today. You can't win your locals with 3. That's like really, really, really super, super weak. It's not good enough. In order to win, you have to have something like the AC 130, which is around 8 to 12 interruptions and negations per turn. You see me do it on my deck. And it doesn't matter what card he top decks, nothing can help him because all the cards are set up to stop every card that exists. It's all been maneuvered and tested to do against. But it doesn't matter in this case because he won this one actually. The interrupt, I think it blocked something. The Circle's gonna banish, and then the guy tried to draw, he ashed it, so that was a wrap. So that's good. Congrats to him. He won his second. So they went to the third. And on the third, he was going to start hyperextending with the special summon spam. And he activated the Nibiru, which is fine. I recommend people, when you go second, the 2-2-2-2 method, which is what I play. And I have a high win rate with it. I have 2 Dark Ruler, 2 Nibiru, 2 Lightning Vortex, and I have the 2 evenly matched. Everything's 2-2-2-2-2. So what happens is, you're always, I've seen people do 2-2-2-2 and then the Nibiru at 3, and that's fine. The whole point is that you have to win, but I do 2-2-2-2, and I remove all the traps. I leave 1 skill drain, 1 that can only be 1, and 1 Eternal Soul, and I think 1, what's it called? Dark Bribe. Because I need to protect my back row from destruction. I have a lot of other cards that do that, but I always need more, never less, because I might not run or have access to Omni Negate, so I need it on a card, on a 1 card, to where I can just set it and activate it. It's better to have a lot of negations and interruptions than not to have enough, believe me. So the Nibiru works in his favor. He pops the whole board, gets the token, and I guess he clears the board and he brings out the Chimera and he pops cards, so he has 2 cards face down. What I don't know is if he won it. I don't know if I won it. I didn't finish watching it. He might have won it. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have to contact him to see if he won that one. But that's an example of what you gotta play. And oh, look, on his third one, he did play. What's it called? He played an Ash, and he actually played a Dimension Shifter. So that's, and everything got banished. That would explain how everything got banished. So you're gonna wanna duel, thinking about that from the beginning on the Dark Magician deck with all of these cards, and you're gonna want to have high impact cards. High impact cards, and you're gonna have to know how to go maneuver around certain plays. But if he won the duel, congrats. Even if he didn't win the match, congrats to him anyways. But I strongly suggest Mike, Yummy Mike, pull out all the dead cards that are not doing anything, because it's not enough. It's not enough. You want more high impact cards. And the hand traps are fine, and the Dark Magician, but when you're moving up to like the top tier, they're not going to help you, because a lot of the decks, they're not impacted by it. They're not impacted. There's decks that are not even impacted by draw. And a draw is a good one to have in the Dark Magician deck. But yeah, that's all for the video. Congrats to him. I hope he won. I am not completely sure because I didn't finish watching the video, like I said. But I know he won one. He lost one. The last one, I don't know if he won it. I would have to go back and see it. But yeah, just test it at your home. See what they're playing. And the people ask, like, what's the average that you should be doing to be okay on a local? If you're going there for fun, you shouldn't be winning any duels. But if you're going there to be competitive, usually you have 4 to 5 full matches. So anywhere around 1 or 2 losses is fine. It doesn't mean nothing. It probably doesn't even mean you need to change the deck. All it really means is you need to make no misplays. Because a lot of people don't realize their deck is good enough for first place, winning the locals. The issue, and I know this because I've observed hundreds of videos and I've like mentored people on the duel when they duel. Like I go and I review their duels, and I see a lot of misplays. So they're not losing because of the deck. The deck is not weak or anything like that. The deck is fine. They can win the locals. The issue is a misplay. So you have to record your duels or document on a piece of paper some plays when you lose. You have to see what cards are in the field and in your hand when you lose, and those cards are the ones that need to be replaced. Also, when you make misplays, sometimes you might have lost just because of a misplace. It doesn't technically mean you lost because you should have won. It was just a pilot issue. A pilot issue. So keep that in mind, because a lot of people love to switch their decks every half an hour and they never able to arrive at the correct profile. And that's the reason why, because they don't know what they're doing. But congratulations again to Yummy Mike. And I'll be contacting him. You guys go visit his channel. I'll post the link below. And congratulate him. I'll be asking him how he did overall. But I left a like on his video and I left a comment. And he's doing fine. Like I said, just rearrange a few cards to be more high impact. And everything has to be chained. Like once they play an Ash or a Draw or a D-Barrier or a Shifter, you have to have other follow-up plays ready for it at any given time. And cards have to be, if you summon something to draw the negate it, it has to link into something else and create something else. Yeah, so my deck does a maximum of, I think, 12 negations and interruptions, but it's commonly known for doing 6 to 8. You see it on my duels. And this is the reason why I'm able to beat all the profiles that exist. It's not easy. I've never said it's easy. It's extremely hard. And that's going to be it for the video. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And with that having been said, you guys, God bless, take care, and Dark Magic Attack.